Welcome to DHN. I'm your host, Wade Teamer. On September 22nd, Veritaseum Capital filed a lawsuit against Coinbase, the largest US-based crypto exchange. Now, Reuters was the first to report on the story after the suit was filed with the Delaware federal court. However, the articles that are popping up online about the case are pretty much copy and paste from that original Reuters article, and that article was missing a lot of information. That information I'm going to share with you in this video. Now, I was able to find the official filing, and the details reveal so much more than what is being said in the media.
The mainstream media, as usual, trying to sell you a load of bullshit.
Wouldn't be the first time. Now, before we dive into this information, I want to give a little context on what we are dealing with here. In 2013, Reggie Middleton created a system that allowed people to exchange value of any kind, stocks, bonds, cash, etc., peer-to-peer without the need for a third party or intermediary. He filed for a patent on that mechanism, the devices and systems that facilitate conditional value transfers without the need for a third party. In 2021, he was granted rights to that patent and thus became the owner of this technology. This is the same technology that allows you to buy, sell, or trade on your favorite crypto exchange, whether it be currencies or NFTs. It is the mechanics of how these functions happen that's what's under the microscope here. In putting this video together, it required me to do a lot of digging into the history of not just this case, but other IP-related cases in history. I'll just say this, it's a lot of them, and the majority are coming from the tech industry. Don't worry, we'll touch more on that a bit later. Let's first jump into this filing to get a better idea of what is going on. Like I mentioned before, how they are framing the story is that Veritaseum is looking for a $350 million payday, and that claims are just that, claims against Coinbase for the use of the technology. Then they follow up with the whole situation from 2019 with the SEC, which they again frame as if Reggie was at fault there. Now, I'm going to do my best to not sound biased. I am trying, but there is a flip side to this story that isn't being publicized. In addition, this is not the first time in history a big tech company is trying to crush the innovations of a smaller one. But getting back to the filing, Veritaseum wants not just the $350 million in damages, but is also calling for Coinbase, its subsidiaries, divisions, agents, and employees to stop promoting, using, or encouraging the promotion or use of patented technologies. Now, this does not mean, as of right now, that Coinbase will go away because of this, but the app might look a little bit different, and that's important because let's say things do go Reggie's way, but they attempt to keep those results, not publicized. The dead giveaway would be quote unquote sudden changes in how the app works disguised as new features. Just keep your eyes peeled for that. But the filing also goes into pretty strong detail on how each function of the Coinbase suite of products infringes on the patent. Again, this covers Coinbase Exchange, the wallet, Coinbase Prime, Coinbase Cloud, and Coinbase APIs, which they themselves license to other companies. That's another important detail. It's not just Coinbase that will be affected by this lawsuit. It's Coinbase and several of its infrastructure partners that use the same functions. This includes ETH 2.0 and the validator ecosystem, Bitcoin Lightning and any of its iterations, Solana. It is that fact that I think adds so much more weight to this entire situation because it is not just Coinbase that will be affected. Again, this suit is going to bring up to the surface something the entire crypto industry has been overlooking for years now. Who exactly invented all of this stuff? Believe it or not, this case will also shift the thinking around crypto and digital assets simply for the fact that IP implies ownership. And ownership kind of goes against decentralization where everyone is entitled to everything. That's a light interpretation, but that's what it looks like from the outside looking in. Decentralization is the rallying cry for the crypto space right now, but that cry is not nearly as loud as it used to be because of the increasing amount of centralized elements entering the industry. I think that's going to be one of the biggest barriers for Reggie is the cultural pushback from those who think that their favorite project is still for the people, by the people. Now, I know I wasn't supposed to get biased, but that's the playing field. It's the honest landscape. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So There's a nonprofit in the crypto space called the Crypto Open Patent Alliance. This alliance consists of, as of a recording, 34 crypto or blockchain related companies. You can see them here. Listed as one of the platinum members is Coinbase. Interesting. Now, according to COPA, patents are a barrier to innovation, especially in the crypto industry. Their goal is to remove that barrier, and they give a couple reasons why they want to do this. First, they state that locking up fundamental crypto technologies in patents stifles innovation and the adoption of these technologies in new and improved applications. Secondly, while patents are useful defensively and can serve as a lawsuit deterrent, misguided and offensive use of patents by bad actors threatens the growth and free availability of cryptocurrency technologies. Many crypto companies do not own patents and are unable to adequately deter or defend against these bad actors. So that's their argument, that patent lawsuit litigation often prevents innovation because most crypto companies don't have patents on the tech that they use and can't afford to defend themselves from bad actors. What about the good actors? They don't really get into that, but what they do get into is how their system of patent recognition works. Essentially, they are looking to protect patents that serve as the foundational technology for the underlying functions of the crypto market, and, I quote, do not cover patents that cover implementations or applications that only tangentially relate to cryptocurrency. They state that just because a patent's claims identify cryptocurrencies does not make it a patent that would be covered under the pledge. The crux of the patent's claims need to cover foundational crypto technology. So does that mean that Reggie's patent is covered? If so, then I wouldn't be needing to make this video. Veritaseum should be all over that platinum membership list. But if it's not covered, then why wouldn't it be? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as foundational technology. Coming from a retail background, I had to learn a lot about how to really push a product to market. One of the main keys is that having that product protected from imitators so that you can compete better in the market. That means that a form of ownership like a patent or copyright is crucial. Okay. Now, I hope you guys can see the issue here. This is the most vivid example of a conflict of interest I've ever seen. There are also certain connotations like the parallels from history in the big tech industry. One case that really stood out to me in my research was Google versus Sonos. As a matter of fact, in January of this year, Google was found to have infringed on numerous patents, to the point where the International Trade Commission gave 60 days to Google to update their software or remove the infringing technology from all their products. To avoid having to update their entire network, they settled. But Apple, Cisco, YouTube, Netflix, and several other tech companies have had the same situation arise. This has been the story for the last couple of decades, to the point where back in 2011, the Patent Trial and Appeal Board was formed, which some might say is largely funded by the big tech companies they are supposed to keep in check. This is also a lot similar to the COPA, the nonprofit that we spoke about earlier. After doing the research, what I've learned is that patents, copyrights, and trademark laws are all going through massive changes from both sides, largely influenced by the rise of big tech in the last 20 years. These tech companies are actively trying to remove the whole idea of anyone having ownership over an invention, and that all original ideas should be treated as public domain and fall under fair use. Let me direct you to this post from April by Google about patent system reform for American innovation. On the surface, it reads as if Google is trying to solve a problem that hinders American innovation. But as you read through the text, it calls out patent trolls and how there's a need for an official body to regulate low quality patents, how big tech should invest in the U.S. Patent Office to ensure that only high quality patents are reviewed or granted. This even goes so far up the ladder that the Patent Trial and Appeal Board Reform Act of 2022, analysts are already indicating that this will make the problem worse by shifting control of patent-related issues into the hands of big tech companies. So, I think it's safe to say that this lawsuit is very important, guys, just as much, if not more than what's going on with the SEC and Ripple. You got to look at it from the grander scheme of things, in the sense that this will be one of the events that ushers in the need for a technology to prove IP. Some would say that NFTs are the perfect use case for that. However, in order for us to get to that point, there's going to need to be a problem highlighted, maybe a rampant disregard of patents in the tech and crypto space, and then we're going to have to get a reaction, the cost of litigation to big tech companies exceeding the value of the patented technologies, and the solution, which would be an immutable record on the blockchain of what time an idea came about, who created it, where that person was, so forth and so on. Now, as of recording, Coinbase has not responded to the filing. The news came out Thursday evening, and it really did not begin to spread until Friday and Saturday. So I'm really interested in how all of this goes down because, again, to me, this is a game changer of a case, not just because of the money involved or what this could potentially mean for Verity token holders, but what this is going to mean for the industry as a whole going forward. With that, though, that's all for this one. I appreciate your time every time. If you found value, leave a comment down below letting us know your thoughts. Are you holding Verity? What is your feelings on this entire situation as a holder? Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Wade Teamer or Digit Hustle Network. This is so you can get the latest updates on the situation as it evolves. Also, thanks to everyone that has been buying the DHN journals. You guys are the real MVPs. Seriously. My goal is to equip you with the best tools in the game to stay self-educated and globally minded. Now, while you're at it, you know what I want you to do. Have a great day, have a prosperous day, and most importantly, always remember that if the money is digital, so is the hustle. I'll see y'all in the next video.